Hey everyone, this is August from B-Team Gaming. I've got the Logitech G600 MMO mouse review and keybind tutorial, specifically catered to Guild Wars 2 today. A couple of things before we get right into the tutorial and everything. The mouse costs $79.99 US. I'll have some purchase links in the description below. The mouse has 20 fully customizable buttons. You've got your shift click, left, right, your G7/8s, and then your 12 function keys on the side here, and then your shift click can also add more functionality to them and mapping more functions to them, and we'll get into that a little bit later. A little bit of a comparison. I've got the G9X over here, size comparison. They're not really too far off. They're about the same size as far as width goes. Height, you can kind of see G9X sits a little bit lower just due to this line right here where it mouse kind of comes up and around these keys. But other than that, it is a fairly small mouse compared to the photos that you've seen. As far as grips go, with the G9X, I get a claw grip like this, and really nice and small, tight. And then G600 sits a little higher, so it's you can still grip it like that. It's just a little lighter. You can't just grip it as hard. And so yeah, this is the mouse, and then we'll get into a little bit of the UI. You're going to see me customize these buttons right here for Guild Wars 2. Right along here, this edge, and I'm also going to be disabling the shift click for a reason I will show you. So we're going to get right into it here. This is actually the Logitech gaming software. This is where you'll customize your mouse. And a couple things to point out. You've got your onboard G600 memory, which will save your profiles, and it'll be stored on the mouse, so you can go take the mouse wherever you need to go, LAN, whatever, and your profiles will be stored. One thing to point out is when you're using onboard, you don't get all of your binds. You get mouse function, which is this list, and then you get the keystrokes, which can be those. It's a really big difference when you go and use your non-onboard memory, and this is actually going to be stored on your computer, the automatic game detection and whatnot. And now we'll go back in and we'll show you the comparison of what you can actually do to a key. So now you have a huge list of keystrokes, multi-key text, and a ton of functions, scripts, audio, voice avatars that you can use. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using the stored on your computer, and we'll be saving game profiles. So as you can see, I've got my Guild Wars 2 profile right here, and so you click and you'll make your own, and we'll just call this test. And then description GW2, GEW2, yeah. And then you'll sort for your executable, which is Guild Wars 2. And then you can lock the profile while the game is running, which means, say you Alt-Tab, your profile is still going to be locked to that. And you can also copy from an existing profile. So once you save that, you'll click into it, and you'll have an empty list of commands unless you've copied it over. And so for my setup, what I've done is you'll have your utility skills, your 6 through 0, and how I've bound them is 6, 7, and 8, and then 0 and F1. Your elite, your healing is on my keyboard, and I'll have a link to the description in the video of my actual keybinds for my keyboard as well. So to set these up, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the button, you're going to edit it, and then you're going to enter your keystroke. This is the actual keystroke. So say you wanted 8, you're actually going to have to name it down here, 8. So that's just a little thing. And then repeat options, you're not going to want to repeat for these. So you'll click OK, and then that'll be saved. And then what you'll do is in the Guild Wars 2 UI, you'll go and change your setting to just like as if you were going to press 6 on your keyboard. It's the same thing. That's what it's mapping to. And so you'll go and do those for all your skills that you want. And then the other thing to point out for Guild Wars 2 specifically is many of you most likely hold down your right mouse button to look around. And what happens is sometimes, especially in PvP, you'll accidentally click the shift click, which is right over here. And what that'll actually do is that'll change the functions, and you'll actually get your mouse to pop up so that you can't you won't be looking around. So mid combat, that's really bad. So what I've actually done is gone and disabled the shift click for Guild Wars 2 specifically. For my purposes, I don't need the shift click for this game. I'm only mapping a few keys to the mouse since there's not really a ton of skills to be used, and I mean, I still have all of these left to use as well. So shift click is really more of a hindrance at this point for there, and that's pretty much it. Also, another thing to point out is your select modes for the G600. You know, you can always map more keys just with your select modes with your G8 and 7 key here, and that's going to flip through those as I'm pressing them here. So other than that, we'll go back to the home screen here, and that's really the gist of it. I'll walk through. Here's some color changing things that you can do with the G600 just as a cover. You can change the colors, and you can also cycle the lighting, and that'll kind of go through it like that. You can also, when you change your select mode, you can set it per select mode. You can change the lighting, and that's it. It's a really great mouse. It's been nice to use so far. My girlfriend's using it as well. She doesn't seem to have any issues, and yeah, it's a good alternative to the other mice out there. All right, thanks.